That's how you have a day, boys. That's how you have a day, boys. Welcome to the Bulls vs. Lakers post-game show. That's what I'm talking about, C-Red Nation. Bulls came out on the other end of that. Absolutely got the job done, moving to 18-10. Absolutely got the job done, moving to 18-10. The Bulls are able to come away with a win versus the Lakers. DeMar DeRozan had himself an absolute day. The Bulls in general had themselves an absolute day. But when I look at what DeMar DeRozan did, I mean, let's be honest. It came down to, at the end of the day, your best players going up against your best players. You had LeBron James versus DeMar DeRozan, and DeMar has not come out on the winning end of that a lot. But let me tell you something. I looked at that final play, and that tells me that this is a different team than what DeMar was dealing with out in Toronto versus LeBron. Also a different Brown that he's dealing with. But it's a different team because you saw DeMar ends up missing that second shot, right? What happens? Lonzo comes out, tips it out, gets it back out to him. They move the ball around. DeMar gets another shot at it, gets the foul. He's at the line. That's how you have a day. This Bulls team came to play 115-110 as they topped the Los Angeles Lakers. And I was nervous because I told y'all through that whole game, the Bulls were outscored in the second quarter, outscored in the third quarter. But in the first and the fourth quarter, which we've seen the Bulls do a lot this season, they absolutely turned it on. We appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us, man. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the page, as we do talk Chicago sports weekly. It's the only channel that's talking Chicago sports, how Chicago talk. So make sure that you get in tune with us, man. Bulls shot at 43% from the field. Lakers actually shot at 51% from the field, 42 for 82. But here's the difference, honestly. If you look at this team, right? Lakers did a lot of things to outplay the Bulls. 10 for 30 from the three-point line. Lakers were 12 for 34. Difference of a couple percentages, right? Rebounding. Lakers out-rebounded the Bulls, 42 to 43. Offensive boards. The Bulls won the offensive boards battle, and the Bulls won the points off of turnovers battle. Now, the Lakers had 19 turnovers, and the Bulls scored 29 points off of them turnovers. 29 points off of them turnovers. And here's the big thing. And I'm going to be honest with you. Now, the Bulls got 31 free throws. DeMar DeRozan is an absolute savant at getting to the free throw line. But the Lakers got 22 of them things. They shot 64%. They shot 64%. They got to the line a lot in that second half and missed a lot of free throws. There's a few things they did that help us out, but I'll take it. And I think that this Bulls team did what it had to do to get it done. Here's the thing, right? When you look at what they did down that final stretch, that last minute, even a little bit before that, but down that final stretch, they went out. DeMar knocks down a huge shot. But that's not what wins you the game. That's the shot that wins you the game. That's the shot that puts you up by one. But that's not what won you this game tonight. What won you this game tonight is the next play down, where Russell Westbrook has an easy opportunity to go for a lay and can't get it because Vucevic is playing excellent defense. What won you this game is not giving up on the play. Lonzo Ball tips it out to Alex Caruso. Caruso grabs it. He kicks it out to the corner. They kick it up top to DeMar again, and they're able to get the foul on that. That's what wins you these games. Those are game-winning plays right there. Beautiful shot by DeMar. Don't take anything away from him. Just to look at what the Bulls kind of did tonight. Nikola Vucevic had an excellent game. He shot at 8 for 17, 3 for 6 from the three-point line, 19 points, 13 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal. They're still not giving him his block. Did everybody see the block that Vuce got on Bron? That's his block. Am I tripping? I thought I'm almost 100% certain that Vuce got a block on Bron. Anyway, Caruso had 17 points in this game, 9 rebounds. He was 6 for 11 from the field, 3 for 5 from the three-point line as well. He had 1 steal as well. DeMar DeRozan, 38 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, 11 for 24 from the field, 16 for 17 from the three-point line. 16 for 17 from the three-point line, and then Lonzo added in 19, 4 and 4, and 7 for 15 from the field. He also had a steal and a block as well. Beautiful game. Beautiful game. Because the block was on Bron, they're not going to give it to Vooch. Shout out to Lucas. That's a great comment. That's a great comment, my boy. Hey, listen, and we got the phone lines up. We want to let y'all know the Contender phone lines are open. The Contender, where you can hear nonstop sports talk while you're on the clock. We want to hear how you guys felt about this Bulls game tonight. Call into the show 855-908-5668. That is 855-908-5668. We want to hear how you guys feel, man. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm excited by what we saw, and it's not like the Lakers played bad. It's a close game. Listen, Carmelo Anthony was absolutely on his game tonight. DeAndre Jordan had a solid game from the big man position. Wayne Ellington, Wayne Ellington kind of didn't do much. IT though, he's coming in. You know what I'm saying? During these COVID times, you know what I'm saying? The thing you want to see, especially from both teams, is how can the rest of these guys step up? Listen, LeBron had 31, 14, and 2. By the way, he left the first quarter with 2 points. 31, 14, and 2. He scored 29 points in 3 quarters. He's still ridiculous. I don't care what nobody says. I'm sorry, 14 and 6. I said 14 and 2. 14 and 6 assists for LeBron James. 1 steal, 2 blocks. Russell Westbrook had 29 and 8. 9 for 18. The turnovers were a little much, though. I'm not going to lie. The turnovers were a little much, though. Russ was still doing some interesting things tonight. Carmelo Anthony, 21 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist. He was 5 for 12 from the three-point line, 7 for 17 overall. And then Rondo added some solid defense for you as he came into that game. Some really, really solid defense for you. And so, to me, like, those were the things that, the Lakers came to play. They did good. They played an excellent game, and that's when you know your team is here. Like, I would love to see them put their foot on the neck of this team and they dominate this team. I would love to see that be where the Bulls take this, how they get to that next level. I still think that's the way. Once we see them kind of doing that, that's when we know they're getting to the next level, when they build a bigger lead and they're able to add on to it and not just continue to try and fight to keep you out of the game. But the biggest thing that we've seen from the Bulls is that when a good team plays well, they can play better. And to me, that's a playoff win. Tonight was a playoff win. The Lakers played very well, but you played better. That's a playoff win. Because the teams you're going to face, they're going to play well. Milwaukee, Philly, Brooklyn. The teams you're going to face to get there, Atlanta, whatever the teams you're going to face to get there are going to play well. Miami. Can you play better? Tonight, we saw the Bulls play better. That's all you can hope for. That's all you can hope for. Let's go out to these phone lines, man. I love this. This is hilarious, dog, because we have an automatic phone line, right? So when you call, it tells you over 100 in the chat. No, that's not what it tells you. But it tells you, or it shows me basically what you say. And we've got people that call into the show so much. And I'm going out to Shay. All it says on the screen is, you know who I am. All right, Shay. You're not Kevin Durant, dog.
You see those Bulls in your front yard? You see those Bulls in your front yard?
Hey, just know I'm upstairs going hard. Bing bong.
Yo, yeah. Hey, yo, man, for real. This was a close game, and y'all talk about that block on Vucevic. Hey, people must have forgot LeBron got posterized twice by Kobe White and Nikola Vucevic on that putback dunk, man.
Are we calling the dunk by Kobe a poster just because he's a chase down guy?
No, man.
I can't call the dunk by Kobe a poster. He's in the picture for sure.
Yeah, he is. But all that aside, hey, this was a good win, and especially with some of our guys out now. Let's see if we could build on this now.
Yeah.
Hey, man. Hey, this what makes me proud to be a Chicago Bulls fan, and the fact that you see Lil Durk in the court, the fact that you see Lil Durk standing up, who's pretty much emotionless. Hey, man, yeah. You know we doing something right, man. I'm just so happy, and now I'm just gonna continue messing with these Lakers fans. fans, man.
Hey, we did get the sweep of them, man. I got to figure out when the last time we swept the Lakers is. That's because while they were
Well,
bad, we were also
no.
bad.
You want me to tell you? You want me to tell you?
Go ahead if you got it.
It was 2000. It was 2015, 16.
Really?
15, 16.
2015. Okay, Jimmy Butler and Derrick Rose still. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes
sense.
And
I think it was Bobby Portis's rookie year. Yeah,
that
it was
makes
Kobe
sense.
Bryant. It was Kobe Bryant's farewell, man. It was Kobe Bryant's farewell. That was the last time we swept them.
Man, that's crazy. Sweep of the Bulls, man. Hey, Shay, you know we appreciate the love, my boy. We appreciate you for tuning in, man.
Always, man. Hey, yo. By the way, Pat.
Go ahead.
Hey, I noticed you stole my catchphrase. You see those bulls in your front yard. That's catchy, though. I know a lot of Chicago people are gonna start saying that now.
Hey, dog, I rock with it. But I don't know if you can call it a catchphrase if you just take something that somebody else already made popular and change it to Bulls.
Hey, well, hey.
Hey, don't Carlos Mencina us out here, my boy.
Hey, Blood's got a blood walk and Crips got a Crip walk. So hey, it's what it is.
Hey, Shay, I'm gonna get you out of here, my boy, before you get me shout out. Shout out to you, my boy. Stay safe out there, all right, Shay?
You too, man.
All right, man. Hey, that's funny. That's not bad. That's a clip. That was a fire line. That was a fire line by Shay before he got up out of here. No, you know what though? I'll say this. The thing that I got excited about by this game, and call into the show as well, man. 855-908-5668, and like the video if you guys haven't done so, man. The thing that I love about this game, that the Bulls were able to do is that I would say this is one of the more consistent times where we've seen the Bulls being able to score while you saw the defense stay high. A lot of times we've seen it be one or the other. You know what I'm saying? Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan cashing in, knocking it down. We're outscoring everybody. The defense takes a hit. We saw tonight DeMar come down, pull up, jay it in your face, go on the other end. All of a sudden, they trying to pass it through. Brown backing in. He tries to throw it out to the corner. 3 Bulls hands are in the way, knocking the ball away, and then they throw it up court for another easy bucket. Like, to me, that's the biggest thing that's going to set you up continuously. You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest thing. Like, figuring out how to get that consistent offense with that consistent defense. And I'm going to be honest with you. The most exciting part about all of this is that you were able to do it when you're still missing a big chunk of your team coming off of COVID. Not to say the Lakers aren't missing a big chunk of their team. That has to be said. One, they're missing AD, which is a major piece, especially seeing as how the Bulls came out and dominated on the boards tonight, off the offensive boards. But the thing that you want to see is how are they going to be able to consistently beat teams. And to me, yes, the scoring is great, but what have we seen from the Bulls? We've seen them get the scoring going, go through a scoring drought, and the defense doesn't stay high. Tonight, the Bulls kind of struggled in that second and third quarter, not so much putting high points on the board, but I mean, we're talking about second quarter Bulls came out and hit 33. Third quarter Bulls came out and scored 22. Those are 2 quarters that the Lakers were able to not only come back in it, but able to extend their lead. But in that fourth quarter, you outscored them 32-26. We saw a consistent high defense while you still, yes, DeMar DeRozan is coming down the other end, pull up, jay it in your face, take that with you. I'll meet you and mom's at the car. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what you want to see. That's what you want to see to get your team to that next level. That's what you want to see to get your team into that next where like I said, this was a playoff win. This was absolutely a playoff win. The team you were playing played very, very, very well, and you played better. That's the biggest takeaway from this game for me. How do we continue to build on this? How do we continue to build on this? That's what you got to figure out. And to me, the biggest thing is that, and I know a lot of people, listen, let's zero in on some of these players here. I know a lot of people have been going at Vooch. I know it. I've heard it. I've watched it. I've been in here when y'all are doing it. But this is what I want y'all to look at since Vooch has come back off of COVID. Since he's been back. So he went out on the 10th, came back the 24th versus Houston. 14-13. Next game versus Orlando, 16-8. Next game, 7-13 versus Miami. Struggled there. Next game versus Charlotte, 30-14. Next game versus the Knicks, 27-7. Next game versus Brooklyn, 11-5. Struggled there. Honestly, I don't know about struggle. Only took 13 shots in that one. There's a caveat there. And in the Miami game, only took 9 shots. But was struggling from the field. But you got to take your shots. You know what I'm saying? I said 11-5 versus Brooklyn. Then versus Denver, 20-10 versus Cleveland, 18-12, where he was the only dude on the field, on the court that could rebound versus 4 centers. By the way, them mugs have gone on a run. I don't know what it is about beating the Bulls either, but when teams have beat the Bulls, they've just gone on a run. Cleveland, dominant. Has Houston has lost like 1 game since they beat the Bulls. It's ridiculous right now. But then after Cleveland, 18-12, after Cleveland goes out versus Miami, bad game. Miami was a bad game. He shot 3 for 15, 10 points, 8 assists. I'm sorry, 10 points, 8 rebounds. He shot 3 for 15, 1 for 4 from the field. Tonight, 19 for 13, 8 for 17 from the field, 3 for 6. Like, he's such a big part of what we want to do and how we're going to be successful. And since he's come back from COVID, he has played well. Has he had some bad games? Absolutely. Absolutely, he's had some bad games. But the way that C-Red Nation is kind of crucified my mans, when he's literally the only dude down there grabbing a board, it's pretty interesting. You know what I'm saying? Like I love what Vooch was able to do. He came in here tonight aggressive, went right at him. DeAndre Jordan is not an easy guy to just throw that mug up over. And he was making plays over DeAndre and Bron. I love that. I love that. And to me, if you want to keep this going, if you want to keep that connection going, the connection that he and DeMar have with each other is interesting, because it's like y'all only played for like a year together at USC. The connection that they both have with each other, I love that. You know what I'm saying? And so to me, that's the biggest thing that you can do moving forward. That's the biggest thing that you can do moving forward. Tap Bannister said, Vooch is not playing how he gets paid. That's the problem. He's playing the exact same way he was playing in Orlando. Go look at his numbers. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what y'all want from him. He's playing the exact same way he was playing in Orlando. Since he's come back from COVID. Beginning of the season was awful. But since he's come back from COVID, he's absolutely playing the exact same way he was playing in Orlando. Shout out to Jonathan Washington for pulling up, man. I appreciate the love. But no, I'm looking at some of those plays. You see how the difference that it makes when Vooch is able to do that. Then you see Caruso coming in, right? Caruso coming in, 17 points, 9 rebounds, 6 for 11. And I think that he's had to kind of adjust him. You know what I'm saying? I think that he's kind of had to adjust how he thinks about the game, because he came in here as the dude that's 6 off the he's 6 points off of the bench. He's but solid defense, always getting a steal, always able to get, you know what I'm saying? He's been that guy. And he's kind of come to the Bulls, and the Bulls are like, no, shoot. Like, you're the 3-and-D guy. I get that you average like 8 points a game or 6 points a game, but shoot. And he's really adjusted himself well to that. And even before the hamstring injury, man, we saw him be able to even in the game where he got hurt, he was able to knock down some threes, get to the free throw line. Like, those are big things. You have these guys that are taking that extra mile. You have these guys that are taking that extra step. Like, we've always had the one guy, right? Zach could always score 25 to 40 a night. Like, legit in that range. Every single night, Zach could score 25 to 40. It's about being able to have the complementary pieces around him. And that's what this Bulls team has. You got those complementary pieces. Lonzo with 19, DeMar with 38, Caruso with 17, Vooch with 19. Those are the things that you have to consistently do. And that's how you set yourself apart. I'll say it, I'll continue to say it. A game like tonight is a playoff win. I love what I saw from it. And here's the other thing. Here's the other point I want to make, because I know a lot of people are always looking at Lonzo's stats. Like, you love the scoring, right? And they look at Lonzo's stats kind of like he's not getting the assists I thought he would. He's not getting the assist that I thought he would. And so what I want people to look at with Zoe, and if you can go back and look at the tape, man, because I'll tell you this: there's a lot of assists he doesn't get, where it's a start, he starts everything, pass, shot, hockey assist, or it's to a wide open play on a crazy pass and somebody will miss the shot. But the thing that has surprised me most about Zoe, and especially in a game like this, is and like tonight, Zoe 3 for 9 from the 3-point line, but able to go 7 for 15 from the field, still able to attack and get to the free throw line one time at the end there. He's changed the kind of point guard that he came into the NBA as, and we're getting the benefit of it. Lonzo Ball was not a 3-and-D kind of point guard. He was I'm gonna set everybody up. We're gonna take our time. We're gonna do what we have to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're gonna move through, be methodical, we're going to set you up. Let's do it like it's 1945 basketball. All right, everybody, dribble, pass back to me. I pass it to the open guy, bucket. Like, and then you see that guy get 10 assists. Lonzo's not that dude anymore. When he came into the NBA, he was. But Lonzo's not that dude anymore. And tonight you saw that. Lonzo's a guy who gets his offense going, and he gets the entire Chicago Bulls offense going because he's able to come down and get and create a threat for himself offensively. So now people are like, oh, snap, Zoe's open. Let me get out to it. And now he's flipping it down, or he's blowing past you, or he's got you on a pump fake. You jump, he blows past you. He's getting to the bucket, and he drops it off. You know what I'm saying? Like, stuff like that. Like, Lonzo Ball has become a completely different kind of point guard than we expected to be getting, and the Bulls are absolutely paying the benefit from it. And I love that. And we saw that tonight, man. Like continuously, like the fact that he's able to do that offensively, and then also able to come out on the other end, give you that solid defense, give you those steals, give you the tip passes. I mean, listen, you got a point guard that you literally had to match up on LeBron most of the night. Oh, and by the way, the other guy I mentioned earlier, Caruso, able to match him up on LeBron the other night. Or tonight, I should say. Like, that's big. That's big. The Bulls, to me, and maybe this is the first time I'm saying it on here, and this is why you have to make a move before the break and go for it. The Bulls, to me, absolutely have the makings of a championship roster. 100%. They have a championship roster. Right now. But you have to add to it, because these other teams also have that championship level roster. So it's not just about having a championship roster. It's also about, do you have enough to beat the other teams with a championship roster? And right now, I don't know if the Bulls have that. Right now, I don't know if the Bulls have that. Because I'll tell you this right now, and we're going to talk about this on the live show. By the way, we will be live tomorrow from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. For all of you people that are up early going into work, tune into the show, man. The Morning Breeze starts tomorrow. We're going to be live every week, Monday through Friday. And we're going to be breaking this down. But when Kyrie Irving comes back to the NBA, I've said this all year. It's Brooklyn's league, and the rest of us are in it. Now, there's going to take some time for him to get acclimated. Of course, now he's dealing with the health and safety protocols. There's going to be some time with that. But if we continue to do that, if we continue down that path where one day he comes back, then we're in a position where Kyrie Irving is the key to unlocking Brooklyn. And if they're fully healthy, and at this point, it doesn't even matter. We've sat here all season and talked about the struggle that James Harden is going to have. We've talked about all season, like, he can't do it. They're not going to win a championship. James Harden is not a factor anymore if Kyrie Irving is 100% healthy. Now, of course, there's still the fact that I say that we've never seen Kyrie 100% healthy. The one time we saw him healthy, he helped win a championship. Yeah, I'm saying. But to me, that's the biggest thing that the Bulls have going for them. The unknown of Kyrie. But now you have to add to your roster because he's back. So if he's healthy, if he's playing along with Kevin Durant, who's been dominating the NBA, the league is theirs. Let's not get it twisted. Golden State, okay. I love it. I love what Steph is doing. I love how they're playing defense. But the league is theirs. And I hate to say it like that. So now you have to figure out, how do you improve your roster to get to the point where the league isn't theirs? How do you get to the point where like I said, championship roster is already here, adding to a championship roster to make it more of a championship roster when it's 100% healthy? We've seen a lot of championship rosters get beat. A lot of them. Shaq and Penny had a championship roster, got beat. Scottie Pippen and them boys, when he was in Portland, had a championship roster, got beat. You know what I'm saying? We've seen a lot of consistent championship rosters get beat. Championship level rosters get beat by better championship. How do we get to that point? And so now you're looking at who can you add to this team. And AK told you he's still going to add. I'll tell you right now, there's one guy to me that if you can get him, you go get him. I don't know if it'll work out cap-wise. I haven't looked at the numbers. I haven't crushed it. I haven't done none of it yet. But I keep hearing that Detroit's looking to move off of Jeremy Grant. If you can find a way to get Jeremy Grant, I don't know what that way is, but if you can find a way to go get him, go get him. Because Jeremy Grant not only has the defense, not only adds the scoring, but I think that he scores in a way that you can still fit it into this offense. It's not something where you're taking shots away from Vooch, DeMar, and Zach, because I felt like that's what you would do with Sabonis. Sabonis is taking shots. Efficient shots, but he's taking shots. I would rather see you go get, I don't want to say a role player because he's so crazy at it, but like if you can find a way to go get Jeremy Grant, go get him. That's a crazy guy to add to your roster. Now, here's the thing. Jeremy Grant might not want to stay here because he wants to be that number one guy. You know what I'm saying? Jeffrey says Grant costs too much unless they want picks and somebody like P. Will. You're going to give up something. I'm telling you this right now, right? I love P. Will. I think that P. Will is going to be able to be something one day. And I love to play that. The wait and see if this guy's going to become that. That's my game, because I really do think that P. Will is going to become that Kawhi type player that everybody predicted him to be. Don't be surprised if AK gambles on his pick from last year, which could be something big, to try and get a championship this season. Because like Monty Williams said last year, and I would, you know what I'm saying? Like it would have to be a trade for like a young dude that's actually, you know what I'm like a Jeremy Grant, a young dude that's averaging big numbers and I know is gonna do, you know what I'm saying? Like Miles Turner, like Miles was talking about including him in a trade for Miles Turner. No, because I think that his upside is better than Miles Turner. And I think his upside might be better than Jeremy Grant's, but I'll say this, Jeremy Grant has a heck of an upside. So if there was a move for something like that where you could get it done, don't be surprised if we see AK gamble something like that. To me, Kobe White's gone. He's a part of whatever trade you make. You know what I'm saying? He's a part of it, whatever trade you make. And I'm not saying they're going to get Jeremy Grant. I'm not saying that they're going to get whoever it is. Because we could predict all day on this show. And what did AK do last year? None of us said Vooch. And he got Vooch in here. But I would say don't be surprised if he gives up the long-term success because this team is still very young. Zach LaVine is not old. DeMar DeRozan is 31. We just watched LeBron James come out here at 37 in a week and do what he's doing. Like there's years on this team. Vooch might fall off before. But like, don't be surprised if you give up that future. I want to see this guy be great in a Bulls jersey for championships right now, or at least a run at championships right now. Because right now, you have a roster that absolutely can contend to get to a championship and can compete for a championship. You do. And so it's about how can you put the right pieces on the floor together consistently to put them in a position to be successful. And it's not 2K. You can't just swap them in and out. I've said that all year. I've said that all year. You can't just be throwing people out and bringing people in. But you're going to add a piece to this team because the other teams are adding pieces. You're going to add a team to this team because other teams are going to add pieces. Brooklyn's going to add something. They're going to get rid of some guys in a trade, and they're going to add something to try and get them to that next level. The Lakers are going to add something. The Clippers are going to add something. All of the great teams add something. Unless you're so great, you don't have to. But most of the great teams end up adding something. So now it's about what AK can do to add to this. I'm not going to say that. I think if you don't make a move now, you're an Eastern Conference Finals team. And it's a coin flip, depending on how healthy Kyrie is. Honestly. I think if you don't make a move now, you could see Bulls versus Bucks or Bulls versus Brooklyn in the Eastern Conference Finals. But it's about, do you have enough to get to the NBA Finals? So that's the question. And listen, a name, Christian Wood, good name to bring up. I don't really know what Houston is doing. I'm not going to lie to you. Like they're winning, but maybe they're talking about rebuilding, but you know what I'm saying? Like they're a weird team, but we got Houston next, man. Houston came out and beat us the last time we played them. We play them tomorrow at 7. We will be live for that live call as well. Y'all already know I'm going to be in here. Houston 10-20. I believe Houston was like 1-19? When the Bulls lost to them? I think they were 1-19 when the Bulls lost to them. And since then, They won like 9 games in a row, and I think they lost one game like last week or so. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. But Houston coming in, Christian Wood absolutely playing phenomenal. I don't know if Jalen Green is back for them yet. Doesn't look like it. Looks like he's still out with that hamstring injury. Bulls still have a ton of guys on the COVID reserve. But man, listen, you got to go into tomorrow's game as a one. These guys came out and technically, even though they went on a win streak after that, they embarrassed you. They embarrassed you when you were still missing some pieces, still going through some things, but they did embarrass you. And you have to go into that game to me and treat it like, oh, these guys embarrassed us and they think they can run in the gym with us. We have to dominate them. We have to blow them out the water. We have to blow the doors off of them. And I honestly think that the Bulls can do that. It's going to be the second of a back-to-back. I don't know if Houston played tonight. I don't think so. No, Houston hasn't played a game since. Let me check the schedule here. It said Saturday. I think that's correct. Yeah, Houston's last game was Saturday. So Houston coming in off a little bit of a rest. Bulls coming in on the second of a back-to-back. But it's going to be, you know what I'm saying? That's one of those games where, okay, you're coming in on a second of a back-to-back. You got to do what you can do to get yourself up, get ready for that game, attack as hard as you can, make that next move. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are the games where you want to beat these teams because these are the games that help you get those stepping stones into the next level. Like, you swept the Lakers. I love that. I'm excited about that. But you can beat the Lakers. How many teams beat the Lakers but lose to the scrubs? And not to say that we've done that, but we've kind of done that a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Indiana. I get that there were extenuating circumstances, but now you got to prove, okay, we're back. We're getting it going. Let's attack these mugs. And with the roster you have now, I don't know how many players are left because Derrick Jones went out with that hamstring. I don't know if that's going to be lingering. And I also don't know who all will be back off of COVID because I don't know when everybody went out. I know Zach probably won't be back. Stanley Johnson, maybe Troy Brown, but I think Io and Zach went out later, so they'll probably still be on COVID protocols. But Bulls get the dub tonight, man. I love what we saw tonight. Let's see if we can do it again tomorrow, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us as always, man. Y'all already know it's a lot of love out here. Matt Thomas may be back, absolutely. Y'all already know it's a lot of love, man. I appreciate all the support you guys have. Make sure if you guys are morning people, if you guys are up early, tune in to the Morning Breeze tomorrow from 6 to 9. We're going to be breaking down this NBA. We're going to be breaking down Kyrie returning, Jake Paul's fight. We're going to be talking, of course, Bulls Lakers, where the Bulls are ranking, how the Eastern Conference is breaking down, how this Western Conference is breaking down. NFL talk as always, man. We got a ton of stuff coming to you in a 3-hour jam-packed show, man. So if you guys are early morning people, if you guys are up early tomorrow, 6 to 9 tomorrow from Chicago Standard Time, whatever that converts to. I think it's like 7 out west, and I think it's like I'm 7 out east. What is that out west? It's like 4:00 in the morning out west, ain't it? I probably won't see y'all, but you can always watch it on the replay, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us as always, man. It's your boy Panther Designer back at it again. Hey, Chicago. Y'all stay safe out there, man. Peace.